Hi everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new here then hi, my name is Chloe and today it has been exactly 1 year since I sat down with you all and talked through what I hoped I would see in Tears of the Kingdom. It was the day before the game was coming out and I was so excited. I got all dressed up for the occasion and then we streamed it all together on twitch.tv/Chloe Rosie. Gotta get that shout out in there. But yes, this time 1 year ago, we sat down, talked through everything, and it's a year on. The game's been out for a year now. Well, it will be a year tomorrow. And I wanted to sit back down and talk through what I expected from a year ago compared to now. So, of course, there are going to be spoilers ahead for the story, gameplay, anything like that. So, strap yourselves in and let's get going. Oh, also make sure to stick around till the end of the video because I want you all to hear my least favourite part of Tears of the Kingdom, so you have to stay and watch that. Okay, so the first thing that I talked about in that video was a new dungeon system. I really liked how the Divine Beast worked in Breath of the Wild, but I wanted things to be a little bit different, kind of go back to more classic Zelda games, and personally I think Tears of the Kingdom did that really well. We didn't have the Divine Beasts, at all in the game, but we had the brand new temples, you know, the Wind Temple, Lightning Temple, everything like that. And to me, they felt like classic dungeoning. It was really, really fun to do those, especially the Wind Temple to me. It brought in some really cool elements. Even just like little things like introducing the icicles that you would then later use as handles to move things around. I thought that was really cool. It felt very classic Zelda. And to be honest, they also did a really nice job of building up the temples. Again, the Wind Temple is a great example of this. You know, you're slowly climbing higher and higher into the sky. The music's getting more and more crazy and dramatic. And then you finally get to the temple. You're like, oh my god, I'm here. Of course, we then get to the bosses as well. I think the bosses were really cool. Really friggin' difficult, but we got through it. And yeah, the whole dungeon system I really enjoyed. Like I say, the Divine Beasts were really cool and I really did enjoy them. But it was nice that they did something different and you had somebody with you. You had a companion to help you through it. I think the underlining theme of Tears of the Kingdom is you're not alone compared to Breath of the Wild where you really were. So it was nice to have somebody coming along with you and, you know, adding their abilities to your set. I really like that. Next up, I wanted more character interactions and I genuinely thought we weren't going to get any sort of like memory cutscenes. And I'll put my hands up, I was completely wrong. So we obviously had the Dragon Tears in this game that were this game's version of the memories from Breath of the Wild. So of course they had loads of interactions between Zelda and Sonia and Rauru and Ganon as well. And I think those interactions were really good. I really liked them, particularly the ones with Zelda and Sonia because they've got like a really cool relationship that Nintendo really builds up. So I think they were a great addition to the game. I did really want to see more interactions between Link and Zelda as well. Didn't quite get that. I mean, we had the entire sequence at the start, which I really enjoyed, to be honest. I really liked that. It was super, super fun. What a great way to start the game. But the interactions were quite cool as well. I wish we'd had more interactions, but with the story that Nintendo were giving us, it would have been really, really difficult. So it was kind of like we got more interactions in general, not quite the interactions I wanted, but I love them nonetheless. And I mean, the elephant in the room in regards to character interactions is the fact that like 95% of all the NPCs in this game have no idea who the hell Link is. Like, I know people have talked about this before, but it is a little bit of a pet peeve from this game because how the hell do they not know who he is? We've had, I know Breath of the Wild, you know, we just kind of appeared, great, but everyone knows who the princess is. How the hell don't they know who I am? It's a bit annoying, but it might be that Nintendo were kind of making it simpler for people who'd picked up Tears of the Kingdom before Breath of the Wild, so it's a bit more of a clean slate. But for people who have played Breath of the Wild, it was kind of a kick to the stomach to be like, well, I did all this work, but no one remembers who I am. The game remembers my horses, but they don't remember me. A little bit harsh, but regardless, the NPC's interactions were really cool. Of course, we had what are they called? Like the raids with the NPCs. I thought that was a really cool element. But that will remain a pet peeve that no one knows who the hell Link is, and we'll just park that and leave that there. Okay, so the next thing I really wanted to see was having Zelda play a bigger role in this game. I think I explained it in the sense that in Breath of the Wild, she's kind of a ethereal kind of presence in the game. She's not physically there because she's in the castle, but you kind of know she's all around, and you hear her voice and have the cutscenes and things like that. And I assumed that's probably what was going to happen in Tears of the Kingdom, but I kind of hoped we'd get some sort of bigger role, and I think we did, just not in the way I thought it was going to be. Of course, I want a game where we can play as Zelda. My Roman Empire is the fact that there was a Skyward Sword sequel that we never really got, where you're going to play as Zelda, and I really, really want that to come into fruition, but it never will. But I really wanted to maybe even just have some sequences where we played as her, just briefly, where she's like a placeholder and you were just like taking in the scenery and stuff, like at the start of the game. But it makes sense that we didn't. I think she does play a bigger role in this game in the form of the Dragon's Tears quest and the whole Light Dragon thing. She plays a bigger role in a way I definitely didn't expect. I don't think anyone did until they did that quest. And I mean, she does also appear during the final battle, which I'll give Nintendo credit to, because that was pretty cool. We haven't had that since Twilight Princess, and this was a really cool way of bringing her into the game without like making her playable or having like being able to talk to her and things like that. So she didn't have the bigger role that I kind of wanted for her, but I think they did a pretty good job of bringing her into this game, more than they did in Breath of the Wild. So, as a Skyward Sword girly, I really wanted to see more lore that stemmed back to Skyward Sword. I mean, we've got the friggin' sky in this game, and there was like no mention of Skyward Sword, and it's fine, it makes sense. I didn't want there to be like a direct link, like you could go to Skyloft. I mean, actually that would be pretty cool, but I was kind of hoping that even like there'd be like a couple of sky islands named something like after Skyward Sword, like Thunderhead Island or something, I don't know. But I wish Nintendo had done more of this, to be honest. I think it was a really good opportunity to make some references back to, personally, a game that I love. I know it's controversial, but whatever. I think what Nintendo did instead was they used the Zonai to separate Tears of the Kingdom from Skyward Sword and be like, no, this is a completely different race. This isn't Skyloft and everything from the surface in Skyward Sword. They've made this very different. And they've got the references, like the falling cutscene, things like that. But I think they tried to sort of separate the two games and not really reference each other, or have Tears of the Kingdom reference Skyward Sword, and I'm a little bit sad about that, but there were references, and I have to give a massive shout out to, well, firstly the YouTube comment that pointed this out, but musically they do bring in the Skyward Sword references, particularly at the end of the game in the Demon King's army sequence, when it's just you and running the gauntlet essentially with the sages. That music also includes the music from Kumite in Skyward Sword, where you're going down the spiraling pit at the end of the game and it's just you over a gauntlet running the gauntlet again. I didn't know about that musically until someone pointed it out, and I can't unhear it. So I have to put in that music into this video because it is not only a great composition anyway, but the references make me very happy. So just go and enjoy that. And the last thing, my least favourite part of this game, we can't pet the dogs. This is the one thing I wanted in this game, and we can't do it. So I did say in my video last year that I would burn my copy of Tears of the Kingdom if this didn't happen. I haven't burnt my copy, it's sacred, I ain't touching that. But yeah, I wish Nintendo had kind of taken that from the fans, because the fans really wanted this, because it's so cute, the dog's so cute. Or just even the other animals in general, like, it would have been really cool, but they didn't, so I guess I'll just go back to playing Twilight Princess, where I can hold the dogs and hold the cats, and go from there. Okay, so it's safe to say that most of my hopes actually came true for this game, which is good because I tried to be as realistic as I could. But even the ones that didn't quite come true still kind of manifested themselves in different ways, like with Zelda playing a bigger role and things like that. But overall, I bloody love this game. It has been such an amazing ride. I mean, the build up to this game was wonderful, and the feeling of playing this game the day it came out was something akin to world peace that only Pokemon Go brought back in like 2016 or whenever it was. Everyone was playing it, really loved it. I know this game is a little bit more controversial, you know, is it better than Breath of the Wild? Is it, you know, is it a classic Zelda game that people want? Whatever. I love this game. I think, you know, the music is wonderful. Got to put that out first. Gameplay is really fun. They really built on Breath of the Wild and made it different. The story is wonderful, of course. I think Breath of the Wild has a place in my heart that Tears of the Kingdom can't budge out of the way. But this game's wonderful, and I really love it. You can see my entire playthrough on YouTube, so please do check it out, especially the first episode that I did, because I got all dressed up and we all played the start of the game together, and it was really wonderful. So yeah, I really love this game, and most of my hopes came true, which I'd say is pretty good. So I haven't really been streaming recently. It's been a good couple of months, I think. And I haven't been on it with YouTube as much recently. I've had a lot of creative burnout, so I just wanted to briefly say thank you all for bearing with me as I get back on my feet. I'm really looking to get back into things, streaming and content creation wise in general, so please do keep an eye out for that. I mean, if you do like this video as well, please do give it a like and consider subscribing. It goes a really long way to supporting me. I gotta get my usual spiel in there at the end of a video, so yeah, this was a really fun video to make, so do let me know if you enjoyed it, and if there's any sort of hopes that you had for the game that did or didn't quite come true, I'd really love to hear about it. So yeah, I love you all so much. Let's all get together tomorrow and play Tears of the Kingdom together, and yeah, enjoy the fact that this game is now 1 year old. 1 year old. There we go. I love you so much, friends, and I shall see you soon. Bye.